Oh man, I almost said New Japan Pro Wrestling, but no, this is Pro Wrestling Noah, ladies and gentlemen. The Great Voyage in 2021, Yokohama, and the show that took place on the 14th. So it's your people, the Almighty SOS Wrestling Network. Like, share, subscribe. It's the first time checking us out. If it's not your first time checking us out, thank you, and just sit back, relax. We're going to talk some Pro Wrestling Noah. So me getting all signals mixed up right here. So LK is like, hey, let's cover some of these matches from the Noah show. I'm like, cool, sounds good to me. So I ended up watching two title matches that was not recommended, and LK watched the recommended viewing, but we ultimately came together for the heavyweight title match. So I'm going to talk about the two title matches that I watched, and LK is going to talk about the junior heavyweight title match that he watched, because the two matches I watched took place, I believe, on March 7th here, and it was in the Budokan Hall right here, and had an attendance of 1,280 people, so that was pretty damn good. So I want to talk
Yeah,
about.
so basically, what happened is, um, you caught bits from the 7th and then the main event from the 14th, and I watched the two title matches on the 14th. That's completely our fault. We should have linked up and said, look, these are the matches we'll cover. That's completely our fault. We apologise, but in a way, people may have been watching this who watched both shows, so you get a bit of both. Apologies, that's both our faults. We should have really linked up rather than just saying, "Oh, we'll cover that Noah show from the weekend." Absolute tools.
No,
I mean, if it's not technical difficulties, it's time zone difficulties. If it's not that, it's fucking it's watching the wrong stuff. And then when we do our New Japan Cup coverage, you watch the full shows and I watch the cup matches. What a disaster! The professional unprofessionals. That's what we are.
but then in that way, in the same token, okay, in that we are still covering the stuff that's like in a wider brush. So it's like you watch some stuff, I watch some stuff. So it like it was a miscommunication, but I think in a way it kind of ended up working out though.
Yeah, I agree. It's realistically pretty damn good because we're pretty much covering two shows and with only watching, I've only watched one and we're covering two here, so it's pretty much a win. Plus, if there's something good, I'll go back and check it out.
Shit, well, we might as well get into it, man. So the stuff that we had on the 7th, the first match that I took, that I took in was for the GHC National Championship right here. We had the champion Kendo, and I believe he is on his 200 going in right now. I think at this time he's about maybe 219 days going in. He's taking on Kendo Kashin, a guy who I am very much familiar with, a guy I'm really not much of a fan of because I'm gonna be 100% honest, okay? Unless you can correct me on this, every time I've seen him, it's not been a good match. I'm not saying it's been a bad match, but it's not been, oh man, that was a banger. That was great. He's been just like a wrestler to me over his career as Kendo Kashin. And I've seen him wrestle with the likes of Kurt Angle, Shinsuke Nakamura, seen him wrestle those guys, and he's had matches. I mean, he can go when he's really motivated, but it's just kind of hard when he's not motivated. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like what Kendo Kashin are you going to get here, and what we got. I thought this match was okay. This match went only about 11 minutes, a little over 11 minutes and 13 seconds right here. We get Kendo defending this championship right here, and I believe getting his. Let me see here on the notes right here. I want to say it's either his fifth or fourth defense right here. So it looks like actually this was his fifth defense of the title right here. So, and which is a common theme of his matches. What I'm noting, the the longest match he had for the title was he had that 60-minute draw when it was like the double title match, but he actually beat Katsuhiko Nakajima for the title, and that was almost 25 minutes. But when he's had this title, it's pretty much been like 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, 11 minutes. And this match really didn't need to go any longer than that. We had Nosai Rongai was actually seconding Kendo Cash into this match, and this was a very grappling based match. It was decent. It was not a horrible match. I definitely seen better Kendo title defenses. I wouldn't necessarily go out my way to recommend it unless you're a Kendo fan. Shout out to Patrick. If you're just a fan of his and you just want to see him, I would go out and recommend it in that fashion. But as far as this match quality wise, I don't think I could recommend it. It was decent title defense, so it did what it needed to do. But the main event of this show, LK, the main event of the show was damn fucking good. We had the team of the aggression, Katsuhiko Nakajima and Masa Kiyomiya, defeating the Sugiura-gun team of Katsushi Sakuraba, and Takashi Sugiura, about 33 minutes and 3 seconds, for the GHC Heavyweight Tag Team Championships right here. And this was a fucking banger, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, this is probably one of the best tag team title matches, at least that I've seen in a long time. You had the story of Nakajima and Sakuraba. It was kind of like an MMA story because it was Nakajima had the advantage in the grappling exchanges, but then Sakuraba would just not the grappling exchanges. Nakajima had the advantage in the striking exchanges, and Sakuraba would just out grappling whenever it came to the grappling exchanges. So Sugiura here did his fucking thing. He was a monster, and they did a great fucking job of putting over Kitamiya right here because the ending sequences he didn't submit Sugiura. He passed out, but he headbutted him so viciously towards the end. He cut himself open, and he has him. I forgot what the name of the move is. It's pretty much like an inverted figure four. He's pretty much looking at his opponent. It's on Fire Pro Wrestling. If I look at the move, it's not used that often, so I forget the name of the move. But if I saw the name move, I'm like, oh yeah, that's it, because I just know so many wrestling moves, I forget names. It is what it is. But he headbutts him so violently, man. He busts himself open. It was just a great visual at the end of the match right here. We get new tag team champions, the aggression, Kiyomiya, and my dude Nakajima winning the tag team straps right here. And like I said, one of the best tag team title matches I've seen in a very, very long time. So I highly recommend watching this match right here. Like I said, if you're a Kenou fan, go ahead and check out that match too, because both of these matches are actually on YouTube if you go and search them out. That's how I watch them. So just search out the Great Voyage 2021 and you'll find these matches right here. And that tag team title match probably is my match of the week at this point, because that match is a fucking banger, man. Had Sugiura-gun, had the aggression, put it all on the line right here. We got new tag team champions. Okay, what more can you ask for, man? It was fucking banger. The visual pretty much sold me on this match. I was like, oh yeah, this is a fucking banger. So haven't seen either one of these matches. I highly, highly recommend them.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check out that main event. It sounds really good. Because when I was at work on my break today, I was just kind of like looking around on some, like on the Twitter machine, and there's one, and I always butcher the name, and I think it's a she before I say it's like Hisame or something. I'm really bad at it. I think it's a she, but she runs like this website. And I was a really cool website all about Noah. It's like Noah's Ark or something. No affiliation at all. Just I went on it, so if I can go on it, I can freely plug it. But it was I read this kind of article on there about Kiyomiya and the headbutt. Not Kiyomiya, sorry, Kitamiya. And I saw it and I read about how that he was trained and really looked up to Saito, and he was big into these headbutts. I really recommend the article to go watch. So him, which obviously we'll talk about, versus Keiji Muto, and Muto obviously having matches with Saito from back in the day, is actually a really, really in-depth story, which I'm looking forward to, and we'll talk about that when we get to the main event. But yeah, the headbutt I saw, because it was uploaded as a GIF, it was savage, man. He fucking drilled him. It was kind of like, it wasn't as bad as Shibata and Okada from Sakura Genesis, but it was borderline that level, to the point I was nearly uncomfortable from just watching the GIF. But yeah, I definitely need to check that match out, because it definitely looks really, really fun match, just from that the stuff I've seen alone on the GIF. And we're talking about going on YouTube and watching these matches. You can go and watch these shows on Wrestle Universe. I don't know, but the issue I have with it, because we talked about for ages Noah having its own streaming service. We talked about it for so long. But with these, it's kind of like, sometimes with a deal with Abema, sometimes it takes like a week to upload, and it's like, oh man, it's a real pain in the fucking ass. I just wish everything was like New Japan World, where it just gets uploaded live and then bam, straight on demand. But you can't win them all.
I don't know if you knew this, okay, but I did do this. I actually did buy this show. What am I talking about? I did make the purchase, but on Fight TV, you could actually buy the 14th, the show that happened on the 14th. So they had it for purchase, so it's available for purchase on Fight TV.
And that's with English commentary, if I'm right.
Yep, it is. It does have English commentary.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to watch. I don't know though. I love Japanese commentary. I'm at the point where I'm back when New Japan Cup only has Japanese commentary the day it airs, and obviously we cover it the day it airs, so it's kind of, I'm not going to go, oh, let's wait 2 days to do the reviews so we can watch it in English commentary. Like, that's not how we rock and roll. We do it on the day. That's how we are.
Yeah.
But the Japanese commentary I've fallen in love with again. I really have. It's something else, and it's for all promotions, whether it's All Japan, whether it's DDT, Noah, New Japan. The commentary teams are so passionate and so into it. I wish kind of sometimes Western commentators got as into it as these guys do. And it's like, I just feel so sorry for like Michael Cole. Bless his cons. He's been at WWE since like borderline before I was born. And this guy is like so passionate about the WWE. You can see him when they go when they do these camera cuts. I know they do 50,000 per match, but when you camera cut and you see Michael Cole, he's like proper bent over the desk, like really enjoying what he's watching on the monitor. Like, I feel sorry for him that I bet he's got to sit there and he's got to pump himself up like, yeah, this is gonna be good, and he's just like mentally like forcing himself to enjoy it, whereas these guys in Japan just get to sit back, relax, and just watch some of and get emotionally indulge into these fucking phenomenal wrestling matches. If you're kind of into Japanese wrestling to the point you know who the wrestlers are now and you know their characters and their heel or babyface or whatever, I highly recommend to check out the Japanese commentary, because it is something else to listen to it. I mean, me personally, I would love to go to Japan and watch these shows, and then also hear the commentary screaming really loud. I think that would just be such a great atmosphere. But it is what it is. We need to go to Tokyo Dome one time, man. That should definitely, you know what I mean? We should definitely link up and go to Tokyo Dome, even if it's just for a week on one of those wrestle packages that they do. I don't know if you see them advertised. I see it all the time on my personal Instagram advertised for it's basically you buy a package, and it's called Wrestle Travel. Say, for example, Japan, there's one for Tokyo Dome, and you stay for a week. I think it was like 1.2 thousand, and that includes flights, accommodation, food, tickets for Tokyo Dome, tickets for all the fucking New Japan stuff that takes place that week as well. And then obviously you can decide to then go purchase tickets for Noah and All Japan and Dragon Gate, DDT, etc. But I think maybe not next year because of COVID, but the year after, I definitely think we should go, because it'd be such a great time.
I'm down, man. It's always been a dream of mine to do that, so I'm in.
Win, win, win. Oh yeah, we're on to the second night, isn't it? With this time in Fukuoka.
The match I did not watch, so the match you're going to have to enlighten me on, good sir.
Yes, sir. So it was the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship. It was Seiki Yoshioka defending against Atsushi Kotoge. Yoshioka, if you remember, won the GHC Junior Heavyweight title match at the Budokan show that we have covered on this channel, of course. Go check that review out if you have not done so, where he defeated Daisuke Harada. Oy vey. This one was really good. I preferred this to the GHC Heavyweight title match. I'm hoping they do a rematch, by the way, with Harada down the line, because if they got given more time, that could have been really, really good. But it just felt really personal. Like, the bell rang, they went straight into kicking the shit out of each other. And everyone else who watches Noah knows that the junior heavyweights wrestle the exact same way the All Japan do, which is the exact same style as heavyweight. They're just smaller. I don't know if you noticed on the main event. I don't know if they did this as much, but they had this camera that was on top of the turnbuckle, and every time they hit it, it kind of vibrated and they showed it. I thought that was a really, really cool visual. The match came to the end of this. When I mean spiked, man, I mean a filthy spiked, unprettier Christian Cage's finisher, whatever you want to call it, kill switch, by Kotoge, and he got the win. He won the new champion. He doesn't have his cape no more, which depresses me a fair bit, but he still won regardless. And the question is, obviously, Yoshioka, former Wrestle 1 Cruiserweight champion, and Wrestle 1 has been shut down. Is he leaving now? Because, he won the title from Daisuke Harada. Now he's lost it straight away. Is that him going, you know what, I'm not actually signing? Are we going to see him pop up in All Japan? Are we going to see him pop up on DDT? Are we going to see him pop up in fucking New Japan? Who knows? But he's absolutely phenomenal. I haven't, I can be honest, put my hands up, say I've watched fuck all of Wrestle 1 in my lifetime. I really haven't. I haven't watched much of Wrestle 1. Watching this guy work has made me annoyed at myself for not checking that stuff out. Because if that Cruiserweight division is anything like the matches he's been delivering, it's fucking fire. This I recommend to go back and watch. There's this one spot where fucking Kotoge went for a backslide, and he's fighting. Yoshioka's got in the air with his legs kicking. He then elbows him, and as he lands on his feet, he twists round Kotoge in midair and nails him with a knee to the head. And I mean, like, seconds, like, you blink and you miss it. It was so fucking good. This was honestly fucking awesome. Great near falls. It was really, I gave it 3.5 on my notes. I really, really enjoyed it. Highly recommend people to go out of the way to watch it.
Dude, I need to see it then, man, because I love the pro wrestling, junior heavyweight title matches. 'Cause like you said, they're very akin to all Japan junior heavyweight style. So, and sometimes when you are watching a junior heavyweight match, you want to watch something different as opposed to. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, but you want to watch something opposed to flips and high spots, and you want to just watch guys who are just smaller, but they just wrestle like heavyweight guys, and that's usually what we get with All Japan and Pro Wrestling Noah, and I'm definitely a fan of it.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm just really interested in seeing Yoshioka, seeing if he stays in Noah. And there was nobody who came out to challenge him either post match. I was waiting and no one came out, which is a very interesting one. Because normally after title matches, someone comes out and challenges.
Yeah, man, maybe he'll freelance, man. I'll be interested to see what he does, but I mean, I hope to see him more in Pro Wrestling Noah. If he wanted to come over for the Best of the Super Junior for a freelance tour, wouldn't be mad at that as well. But hell, I definitely want to see him over here more in Noah.
100%. He's. I'm just really confused why they took the belt off him. Like, if maybe people who've watched Noah every show kind of maybe understood. But for me, I was like, damn, they took the belt off him. He just defeated fucking Harada, who's the man and the kind of ace of the division. So it's very interesting that they took the belt off him.
Yeah, it was actually when you said that, I was like, damn, they took the belt off him so quick. And when I saw the result too, I was like, shit, man, I wasn't expecting such a quick title change, and shit, man, we got it. So I don't know, man. It's interesting with the GHC junior heavyweight title at this point. So
We. Then it was the main event, motherfucker, for the GHC Heavyweight Championship. I want to before we break this down.
Yep.
Before you give your analysis, what is your opinion of this? Wasn't as good as the match with Go Shiozaki?
It was slightly under. I can definitely agree with that. I thought it took a little bit time to get going. It was a little slow, but I felt once it got into that gear, it was a pretty decent match. And honestly, before we get into it, okay, because we got for the GHC Heavyweight Championship, as you were just saying, we got my man Kaito Kitamiya taking on the champion, the current champion Keiji Muto right here. So I got some little statistics, some numbers for you. Okay, so Kitamiya, excuse me, he was born on July 17th, 1996. All right. And before Kiyomiya was even born, here's some small accomplishments. I say small, just with a grain of small salt here, that Keiji Muto / the Great Muta had accomplished before this man was even born. Let me just give you some little small accomplishments. So Keiji Muto was a former IWGP two-time heavyweight champion. He had won the G1 Climax at this point. He was a former IWGP Tag Team Champion, a former NWA World Television Champion, and he was a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion at this point. And he's a former member of NWO Japan, because that actually formed before Kiyomiya was born as well. So he had accomplished all that for this dude had even been birthed. So that's just
that's crazy, isn't it? That is absolutely crazy. And the fact that this guy can go as well as he does, you got to tilt your cap to it. And that's just I think it's a testament to how kind of in good the fact that he's kept, because he has been active, isn't he, Muto? He's not one of these wrestlers who kind of doesn't work very often. He's pretty active. So I think, him going out and consistently wrestling just keeps his body in check. But I don't think he goes out and wrestles all the time. I think it's like a few times a month. He won't get ring rust from that. And yeah, he's in good shape for a man of his age. You gotta tilt your cap to that.
Absolutely. And I actually met Keiji Muto in passing about 2 years ago. It was around the G1 Supercard weekend. He was at a hotel that I was at when I was going to watch a wrestling show. I wasn't staying at the hotel, but the wrestling show was at a hotel. Kind of weird, but he was just sitting there chilling, and I went up to him and just introduced myself real fast. He was sitting there chilling, waiting on his ride. I was like, shit, Keiji Muto's right here. I should have got a picture, but I didn't, because I was like, I ain't really want to infringe on him or nothing. But yeah, man, I met Keiji Muto. He's pretty cool. So.
That's a winning. So are you biased watching Keiji Muto as you are watching Tetsuya Naito for New Japan?
Absolutely, facts. Keiji Muto is. I will put him up there with Tetsuya Naito. He's definitely one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He's so influential in the game, in this pro wrestling game, man. People are still biting the stuff that he does now, and it's just crazy. Like, now I was talking about the other day, because I remember we were talking about Minoru Suzuki, and I said he's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and without a doubt, Keiji Muto, Great Muto, is one of the most influential influential greatest wrestlers of all time, man. This dude right here, like you said, 58, still able to go, signed a 2-year contract with Pro Wrestling Noah. So he's going to be under contract with these guys till he's 60. So it's pretty interesting to see how that's going to play out. But yeah, man, Keiji Muto is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So I want to be a little bit biased with this match because I actually thought this is a really, really good match. I was wondering if we wouldn't be able to get a great match out of Keiji Muto at this point because, like we said, he is almost 60. And I don't know, I was kind of maybe a little bit anxious that we would get a title change with Kiyomiya right here because I I don't want to say I was anxious going there or I had anxiety going there, but I'm like, man, this is actually a really big title match because I hadn't seen any spoilers. I didn't know any results. When I watched this today, I just straight up watched this match. So I was just pretty much like, I don't know who won right here. So this actually was it drew my intrigue and it drew my interest in seeing this matchup and seeing that this happened so quickly because I was like, Muto won this match, the title off of Go Shiozaki, in like we said in the review of that show, it wasn't in really a dominant fashion. He just caught Shiozaki sleeping, and Shiozaki paid the ultimate price for it by dropping his title. So I was intrigued that they're having Kiyomiya come at him so quickly, and it kind of just made that match result that much up in the air, man. So man, and if Muto, it was kind of a weird situation for me, okay, because if Kiyomiya beat Muto, of course I'd be ultimately happy because you have your pretty much the new Emerald Star getting the belt back, and it kind of almost what you think would make sense for him to kind of beat him right here. And I'm like, I wouldn't be upset with that, but being such a Keiji Muto fan, I'm like, I wouldn't be mad if Muto retained right here. And guess what, LK? That's ultimately what we got because he ended up catching Kiyomiya in the submission towards the end of this match after applying the cross arm breaker several times throughout the match and doing more like he was working on the arm so much, and he wrestled this match really smartly to Keiji Muto because he first went after the leg doing the dragon whips and the dragon screws, then he just transitioned over to the arm. So that's kind of this adds to the mystique that Keiji Muto is the pro wrestling genius right here. So I think his limitations actually were hidden in this match by these guys. I think Kiyomiya did a good job of kind of shouldering the load and the bulk of the, I guess, high spots of this match between these two guys. But I thought this match was ultimately good. I will agree with you. Maybe it fell a hair under the match they had with Go Shiozaki. But I still ultimately thought this match was good. As far as the ending result, I was maybe a little bit ultimately surprised because towards the end, I'm not even going to lie, I kind of wanted Kaito to win because when we start getting to the closing stretch. So we get Muta hitting Shining Wizard after Shining Wizard, and he's targeting the kid's arm right here. Kid screaming in pain. He's definitely kicking out after each pin attempt, trying to show this legend, this icon right here that he's still the man that can beat him. But at some point, you knew the actress was going to fall, dude, and the young, talented Kiyomiya, the amazing Kiyomiya, will have to wait another day to get his title reign right here. So I don't know, man. As a pro wrestling fan, LK, and as a reviewer, and as a Keiji Muto fan, ultimately, and watching this match, so it's just credit to both guys. I don't even know. I don't know if I like the match result. I think might have been a bad decision to have him go at the title so soon. And it's like, all right, he's back to square one. So I thought this was a good match though. But the result, I'm not even gonna lie, as a Keiji Muto fan, it left more to be desired for me because I thought Kaito Kiyomiya should have maybe won this match right here.
Yeah, I was really shocked at the finish. I was like, oh damn. But obviously, like you said, him. I didn't know he signed a 2-year deal. But I did. I just forgot. And now he's saying that makes a bit more sense because they won the belt on him. So I reckon he's gonna have a pretty lengthy reign because he, just lure him in by going, what, we'll give you a really long title reign, and that might be a little bit of a. I do fancy that could be on top one last time, one last run. Because if this is his last run as potentially a world champion of a promotion, make it a good one. Have some good defenses against some great people. I hope he doesn't go over every one of these younger guys. But Kiyomiya didn't look terrible in defeat. I really enjoyed the finish came with the armbar from Muto. But one thing I really enjoyed about this match, which does just show the brilliance of Muto, the whole match he kept going for that arm. Like from the fucking opening 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes of this was a literally hold to hold, very slow paced tech work, which is absolutely fine. It's a long match. Like we said, Muto's nearly 60 for fuck's sake. And after just watching a junior heavyweight title match, just kind of like, whoa, this really is a lot slower, which didn't help. But yeah, it was, and he even worked the arm in there. Yeah, there was some headlocks, but he was also working the arm. one little thing in what the big difference in experience here is, and again, not a knock on Kiyomiya, the kid's fucking, like we said, like not even 25.
24?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
24 for
24.
fuck's sake. You know what I mean? So his experience was a lot different. But Muto kept going to that arm. And yeah, Kiyomiya did sell. But if Kiyomiya sold the whole entire match, like completely just from the minute he started going to it to the finish, it would have protected him a lot more. So, for example, he kept going for the Tiger Suplex, which is his finisher. You know, the finish at the end could have been him trying to hook the arm, and then all of a sudden going, ah, shit, and he's like spasming the arm because it hurts so much, and then Muto, bam, whacks on the R bar, 1, 2, 3. Not 1, 2, 3,
Yep.
he taps out. But they kind of didn't. They kind of did this like big exchange, and Muto hit 98 Shining Wizards and then applied it. Because in the end of the day,
Okay. I think the ref. I thought it was a ref stoppage.
yeah,
I
it was
could
a,
have been wrong.
yeah, definitely a ref stoppage, 100% ref stoppage, but which also protected him, which was good. But I just wish that he sold the arm a bit more. I'm not saying he didn't, because he did. Just if he just sold it, like just loads more for the whole entire thing. Like for example, when he did that awesome tope con hilo from the ramp into the ring, which looked really cool, and then immediately just started selling the arm. And obviously, it's a lot easier saying that it's sat here behind a fucking microphone. But you know, just little things like that, I think, is the difference between a guy like Muto and Kiyomiya. It's just the experience level. And Kiyomiya in, 10, 15 years, I reckon the guy's going to be a multi-time GHC heavyweight champion. He's going to be the ace. The guy's incredible, just really great wrestler. Have a lot of time for Kiyomiya, to the point where it was one of the reasons I wanted to watch this show, because I was expecting Kiyomiya to win and I wanted to see him win the belt, but he didn't. And life goes on. Don't look back, and off we pop. And then fucking at the end, Masa Kitamiya comes out, hits Muto a very nice back suplex, and we have the next challenger, and it's one half of the GHC Heavyweight Tag Champs, Kitamiya. So that's going to be a fun one.
Who was a fucking monster?
He's
Okay,
a machine, a fucking machine. Like, that headbutt was honestly one of the most disturbing things I've seen in a long, long time. But yeah, this was really, really good. Like, in my opinion, I gave it 3. Just because I don't think it was as good as the Shiozaki match, which I gave 4. I think it's different because the show wasn't as big. Like, being in Budokan was such a big deal. Of course, they're going to go out and give that extra 10%. Like, this was a big show, and they gave 100%, but they didn't give that 110% because it wasn't, a big deal compared to the other one. But still a big show. Still good stuff. What was that? Sorry?
About this. You know what I thought about? The reason probably they didn't give Kitamiya the victory right here, because he might win an N1 victory tournament, dude.
Ah, that's a shout. He could win that. And if that is on the N1 victory, if that tour and tournament is on Wrestle Universe, I definitely think we should, like, especially like the Champions Carnival coming up, when we have the big shows, I think we should definitely check the big shows out and do what we're doing for New Japan Cup for them as well.
Absolutely.
Because we do the big title matches, and I like that though, that we do that. I think we got a really good thing here we got going on with Noah. We've in reality we've covered every single title match since the Budokan show. And if we keep doing that, just keep going out and Noah, and then we can start, because it's, how long did this take us? To watch, it took, I think it was like an hour and 15 minutes to watch both matches. Like, it's not like we're spending 3-4 hours watching these shows. It's just, and we could do it in your break at work or whatever. I think it's just a good idea to just get as much Japanese pro wrestling coverage as we can, because the viewership at the minute, ever since, if you notice, there's no WAW show reviews uploaded onto this channel, the viewership has been great. So I think we found a little niche for ourselves with the Japanese pro wrestling, which is great because it's my favorite thing to watch.
Absolutely, and nobody else is talking about it here on YouTube, so shit, we might as well.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's got to, and that's us.
Right? We'll do it, y'all. So yeah, Pro Wrestling Noah, All Japan, of course, New Japan, shit, DDT as well, man. Like, pretty much pro wrestle, we're gonna try to tap in and go ahead and cover that shit. So yeah, I recommend watching. I didn't see the junior heavyweight title match, but as far as LK goes, I should go ahead and check out this match. LK, you definitely should watch that tag team title match, the heavyweight tag team titles. One of the best tag team title matches I've seen this year. Dude, these matches that we talked about, Pro Wrestling Noah is firing on all cylinders right now. They're pretty fucking good. So get your eyes on them as often as you can.
Absolutely, everyone go check it out. Or look, the Champions Carnival's coming up soon, so looking forward to covering that. Hopefully, they kind of rebound from a lackluster start of the year, should we say, to say the least. It's a damn shame. It is a damn shame, but it is what it is. That it is, because remember when All Japan TV just came out, they were like just turning that corner, and they were on the up, and then this lockdown, this coronavirus shit has happened, and it's just they plummeted. Like I couldn't tell you who the tag champs are. Obviously, Suwama's the heavyweight Triple Crown.
I know what the tag champs are. Tag champs are my man's Kento Miyahara and was it Yuma Yagi?
Okay, yeah. So you're a lot more in the know than I am. So I need to get back up to date with my All Japan. They just don't do many shows, do they? They don't do many shows.
Now the All Asia tag champs, don't know who they are. I know they had a junior heavyweight title match took place, I think, about a couple weeks ago. So
yeah, Shima. It was Shima's the junior heavyweight champ, because I remember I covered that match on the channel. That was a banger.
Yeah, check that out on the channel, y'all. So we just gonna tap into this Japanese pro wrestling, man, because that's what we here for. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. This pro wrestling Noah show was off the chain, man. The 2 shows that we talked about, the match that we talked about, pretty fucking fire. Tomorrow there's a New Japan Cup show. Best believe, I don't know what your schedule is, okay, but I will be available to do the show, my good brother. So take care of that show. We knocked that out, man. And the finals are fucking Sunday. So
yeah, it's fucking result, isn't it?
Yeah, so let's go, man. We here, y'all. We hype, we ready, man. So y'all just tap in and just tune in with us, man, because we can't be stopped at this point. I'm just feeling good about it. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's good. Yeah, it's the cup finals. I'm really excited. What's the chances that we can do the New Japan Cup finals live after it airs? Obviously not live stream it, but live after it airs. Is that feasible for you?
Ooh, I can try. Like, let me, because I know there is a UFC fight this Saturday, but let me see what I can do. It's just I might have to take a nap on Saturday in the midday to try to make that happen, but I definitely will try to make that shit happen, because that's actually a good idea.
Or if we can just record by like 1 p.m. my time, because I've got work 3 p.m. till 11 p.m. and then after. The office space I have is right at the back of the lounge, and there'll be my housemate is watching the far same pay-per-view downstairs, so I won't be able to sadly do the show. Actually, I digress. If you can't, that's not a problem. I'll take my laptop upstairs into my room, because I also have a desk in my room, and I can just do it there.
Just hit me up, because either way, we can try either way, bro. Because I'll just be like, it's on some emergency situation. Just get up and just fucking do it. So
yeah, just don't. I don't want you bloody murdering yourself over. You know what I mean? Especially if you got work.
Oh man, I'd rather do this than work, so it's all good.
yeah, me too. But it's not fair if it's like, oh well, I'm doing it so I could get loads of sleep. But no, we'll figure it out. We always do. Even if it means I missed because with Fastlane, I couldn't give a fuck. But B, yeah, it is. But B, I could literally just hit on the show, start over, and then I could skim through shit I'm not interested in. So realistically, it could be a win.
I mean, shit. Okay, just like I said, just let me know, bro, because I'm gonna try to get it. I'm sure these matches on Sunday will be on pretty soon or pretty early. So
yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Sorry you have to listen to us waffle, but hey, at least then when the show might get uploaded. That's what we do here. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys know it. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay well. We'll both be catching you around.